one's for Alex, that way you don't have to share your stick.
Alex, do you want green or orange? Okay.
Mike, do you want a green or orange?
Good evening, I'm Reverend Keith Mazingo, and I want to welcome you to our Saturday night spiritual service here at Founders Metropolitan Community Church in Los Angeles, California. We are delighted to see you here this evening, and we hope that you enjoy our service, which is led by Reverend Sheena Metal. It is such a delight to have her every month to come in and do this service. We know that lots of you you write in and let us know during the month how much it means to you to have this interfaith service. So we just want to say thank you for being here. We hope you enjoy this. Know that we have not only this Saturday night spiritual service, the second Saturday night of each month, but we also have Sunday morning services. We have Sunday morning service at 10 o'clock in English online. You can look at it at Founders Metropolitan Community Church Facebook page, as well as foundersmcc.org. Let's try that again, www.foundersmcc.org. We have service in English at 10. We have service in Spanish at 1:30. And if you look at our website, you will find a multitude of other happenings during the week, yes, even during a pandemic. We keep church going right on, and we're always delighted for the crew to show up. We thank you for being with us. Now enjoy the service as we turn it over to Reverend Sheena Metal.
Thank you, Pastor Keith. An honor to be here at Founders MCC and an honor to be here at Saturday Night Spiritual with all of you. I like to start out with some music because music is what makes my heart sing, and nothing makes me happier than to have Founders Musical Director Jane Siftestead here to start. My friend, thank you.
Thank you. If I could reach the stars, pull one down for you, shine it on my heart, so you could see the truth, that this love I have inside is everything it seems. But for now I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I will be the sunlight in your universe. I would think my love is really something good, baby, if I could change the world. If I could be the king, even for a day, I'd have it you as my queen. I have it no other way. And our love would rule this kingdom we have made. Till then I'd be a fool, wishing for the day that I can change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world. I could change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world.
Thank you, Jane. Welcome to Saturday Night Spiritual. Today we're going to be talking about how the time has come to embrace change. You'll hear me talk about change all throughout today, in between the wonderful music and the wonderful prayers. Boy, are we living in a time of change, right? 2020, I think if you looked it up in the dictionary, it would just have change written 50 times. Our way of life has changed. The leader of our country has changed. Many things in our lives have changed because of this pandemic, because of the quarantine, because we're learning to live our lives and thrive and survive past this tragedy that's moving throughout the globe. I want to welcome you all to Saturday Night Spiritual. I am the Reverend Sheena Metal, and I want to welcome, I used to always say, let's welcome our cyber audience, but now the cyber audience is the audience. So welcome to everybody who's watching at home. Welcome to everybody who will watch in the future as the link spreads its way around the interweb. We are an interfaith service here at Founders Metropolitan Community Church. Founders, of course, the very first branch of the Metropolitan Community Church, which is a progressive Christian church, what my mama used to call a y'all-come church. Everybody's welcome here at Founders, even the interfaith peeps like me. I consider myself to be a person of spirit, a person of service, and to me that means, am I Christian? Sure. Am I Jewish? A little bit. Am I Buddhist? Probably more than you'd like me to admit. Do I love crystals? Yes. Whatever, the answer is just yes. If it's of the light, because all paths paved in good lead us to the light, if it is of the light and it's of service, then it's a little bit of who I am. And I believe that as we have learned, and I talk about this every month, that sexuality is a spectrum, that gender is a spectrum. Guess what else we're learning? We are learning that spirituality is a spectrum. And back in the days when people actually got to come to church before we had a quarantine, people would come to me all the time when we were eating after service down in the basement and having a fantastic buffet somebody had provided, and somebody would pull me aside and say, you know, I believe in reincarnation, or I like crystals, or I have a cauldron at home. And I would always, thumbs up, because we have to be who we are. And if we're trying to follow the teachings of Christ and the ideologies that Jesus has laid out for us, well, Jesus was about marching to the beat of his own drummer, right? He picked his friends, he followed the messages from Spirit, and he delivered to the people ideas of freedom and connection and love and community. And that's what this church is about, and that's what this service is about. So you are at Founders MCC. You can find us at foundersmcc.org. as the wonderful, our head pastor, Keith Mazingo, whom I love so much, and the reason why I'm here, as he said, this is Saturday Night Spiritual. We're the second Saturday of every month. We're at SaturdayNightSpiritual.com. If you want to go and watch all of our previous broadcasts, you certainly can. Please enjoy them. I think anything interfaith never goes out of style. So even last year's services are, hopefully you'll get a little something from. I am the Reverend Sheena Metal. I'm a pastor who lives in service, honors spirit, and believes that my true religion is love. And anybody who knows me knows as long as we're walking in the light, I never met a religion I didn't like. I can find something wonderful about anything, and if you go to my house and look at the things in my house that represent me, you will see so many different things. It's like spiritual, it's a small world. And I want you all to feel that, not just how you feel about your own spiritual ideologies within you, but also how you feel about your friends when you connect to them. Because everybody that you're going to see tonight speak, all of us, Reverend Alejandro, Pastor Keith, my friend Bill Funt, Jane, me, all of our spiritualities are a little different, but all of them are the same because we are all in service and we're all walking in the light. And I think if we spent more time thinking about ourselves as the same and less time thinking about ourselves as different. You know, my friend Bill Funt is going to sing tonight, and he and I have been friends for a very long time. And Bill is Jewish and practicing. He is also a man, which I am not. But when I look at Bill, I don't think Bill is different because Bill is Jewish and Bill is a man. I think Bill and I are the same because we are having the same human experience. We are both filled with love, and we are in service. And thinking of ourselves as different, part of what the messages that I have been receiving from Spirit about the new 2021, and now I'm going to go way into what my very evangelical friend in Montana calls hookum skookum land. In the world of numerology, 2021 is a 5, which is change. So what is coming up next year for us is a year of great energetic and spiritual change. And everything that I'm getting from Spirit and everything that I'm about right now is that, yes, is there change in the way we're living? Is there change in what our new administration will be in the United States? Is there change? All of that, yes. Change in how we view media, how we think about what congregating with others is. But at the same time, what Spirit wants for us right now is to change away, to change out of old patterns and ideologies that involve us hanging on in the negative. So we're going to be talking about that later. But I just wanted to introduce change tonight, get you to start thinking about it, introduce myself and the folks you're going to hear from tonight. And I'm just so honored to be here every month at this church that I believe in so much that for the first time in my life I joined a church and got baptized. And last November 9th, a few days ago, my mother's birthday, was the 1-year anniversary of my baptism that we did at a Saturday Night Spiritual, and of course Pastor Keith baptized me. I was a person who never thought I would be baptized until I sat here in the Founders Sanctuary. I sat here and I heard Jane sing for 2 minutes, and I thought, that's it, I'm joining this church. So it was all because of you, my friend, that's why. Because of the great music, my friends. So please follow us and get involved in what we're doing. And what Pastor Keith said was wonderful. It doesn't have to, just because we can't go out and see each other face to face, doesn't mean that churches are not active and that churches are not doing things and that churches are not involved. Whether we are on Zoom or Facebook Live, or we're all sitting here together, we are here to combine our hearts, our passion, and our service. That why we're really here always is to love each other. And with that, I'd like to bring my friend Bill Funt up to perform a little something for us. Keep thinking about change, my friends. It's all about change.
Hi, welcome. And stop making noises, you phone, you. All right, that's enough of that. Well, yes, change. It's funny, that's, we've sure experienced a lot of it this year, and then last week we experienced even more of it. And lately I've been thinking a lot about the change that we will all experience when this pandemic ends, because it will end. And I have been thinking that that would be a very exciting thing to be alive for. Can you imagine? To actually experience that and have all this be over? That would just be fantastic. But here we are now. So this song is, you played an Eric Clapton song a little while ago. This song is by Eric's old friend George Harrison. They stayed friends after one married the other's wife. That's a friendship right there, let me tell you. Biblical. And this song was actually written by George when the Beatles were breaking up, and he had already embraced Hindu spirituality at that point and was very philosophical. And so he wrote this song called All Things Must Pass about the Beatles breakup. And then when he died, it got an awful lot of attention and airplay again as a song to cope with his death, because as he says in the song, all things must pass. And good things and bad things, all of them must pass. And here we go. Now let's pass the time from the beginning of this song to the end of it. Let's see that pass right now. Here we go. Sunrise doesn't last all morning. A cloudburst doesn't last all day. After all this, my love has left you with no warning. It isn't always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away. Sunset doesn't last all evening. A mind can blow those clouds away. Seems after all this, my love is up and must be leaving. It's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away. All things must pass. None of life's dreams can last. So I must be on my way to face another day, and the darkness only lasts the night time. In the morning it will fade away. it's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away. All things must pass. All things must pass away.
Beautiful, thank you. And all things must pass, including us. Some things you want to pass, some things you don't, but this is the beauty of change. It is the universal rhythm of change. Now, to do our welcoming prayer, I'd like to bring up the head of our Spanish-speaking ministries, my dear friend, Reverend Alejandro Escoto. Hi, Alex.
Hello, thank you, thank you. Always a pleasure to be here. Let me remove my mask and my glasses so I can see you all. Change. As we prepare for one year to end and another year to begin, we ask for divine inspiration to help us to be grounded in that which oftentimes can shake us up. Loving Spirit, you go by many names, and those names we often embrace with such awe, with such wonder. We ask, oh loving God, we ask, oh great Spirit, we ask, oh great energy, we ask that which encompasses every individual, every living being, and everything that surrounds us, with that ability to simply be restless. To simply be restless with the Spirit that allows us to journey forward, understanding and knowing absolutely nothing. For in knowing and understanding absolutely nothing, we allow ourselves to be guided in that sense that you will take us to where we need to be. Allow us to be a docile creation. Allow us to be simply molded by your perception, by your will, by your love. So that as we face change that is ahead of us, may we know that everything that you will for us is for our best. We bless this moment, and we bless the moments that will be coming before us. We bless all that has been past without looking behind us. And if we do, only to remember that we have not journeyed through this alone. This we ask in your many names. Amen. So be it.
Thank you, my friend. Amen. Beautiful. This is what here at Founders we call the passing of the peace, because I am myself a founder of a nonprofit movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity. I like to call it which is raisingthevibration.org. So vibration is such an essential thing to my energetic being and such an important part of my ministry, hoping to raise the vibration of the everything. So I like to call this the vibration raising energy exchange, because one of the best ways you can raise your vibration is to meet someone new, to exchange a kindness, something lovely, a hello, a hug, now a cyber hug, a smile with your face mask, with the smile, the see-through ones with the little plexiglass so we can smile through, or your hood that comes from the bottom, your shield. When you touch another living being with your body, with your heart, with your mind, with your soul, with your spirit, you have raised their vibration and they have raised yours. And that exchange has helped to raise the vibration of the everything. So here, when we're not in a quarantine, everybody gets up, Jane plays, everyone hugs and shakes hands. I hug people because that's who I am. Now we're home and we can't do that. But guess what? We have this wonderful thing called the internet. So I would love for you all to reach out to some folks, either in our chat tonight, at our Facebook page for Founders Metropolitan Community Church, or people that you know, people that you don't know on social media. Try to reach out to 10 people right now. Say hello, send a heart, send a virtual hug, send some prayer hands, send a rainbow. I love to send rainbows. Send whatever it is that makes you feel like you're going to raise someone else's vibration. And then you watch and see how much better you feel. I have a wonderful healer friend that says, when you give a healing, you get a healing. And boy, is that true. Every time I give a healing to someone, I am healed. And that's the beautiful thing about being a healer. So you heal people just by sending a heart, just by saying, hi, how are you? Just by saying thank you, just by saying I love you. And you don't have to be in a room with someone to do that. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to do a little peace, love, kindness, unity, vibration-raising energy exchange. And you are going to run out and meet your neighbor virtually. And people you know, but also people you don't know. It's important that even though we're in quarantine, our social circle continues to expand because we need more people in our lives to grow our own vibration and to grow the love and the God light within us. So I talk about interfaith a lot. This is an interfaith service. What does it mean? This is a universal, light-based, love-filled, peaceful, all-encompassing service. And I know I do it all the time, and I do it now with a little bit of angst in my heart when I call it the spiritual salad bar, because thanks to the quarantine, the salad bar is gone. I drove by the Sizzler yesterday. I saw they had the outdoor patio set up for people to eat their steaks and shrimp, and I thought, oh dear Lord, where is the salad bar? So my hope is not just that we all get to not wear face masks someday and hug each other again, and that thankfully we all stop getting sick. But beyond that, my hope is that the salad bar comes back, because I have a little worry about that. So when you go to the salad bar or the buffet, right, you can't put everything there on your plate. So you pick out the things that you know you like or the new things you want to try, and you build yourself a plate. And everybody in line in front of you and behind you, all of them are doing the same, that their plates are different, but the same in the fact that you are all in the restaurant, it's all the same day, and everybody's plates are the same. What you put on the plate is what resonates with you. And that's the spectrum of spirituality I was talking about earlier. Somebody might put a big old heap of Buddhism, and somebody else might put a tablespoon of Buddhism, and somebody might say, I'm going to skip the Buddhism because I'm going to take a bunch of Hinduism today. Or I'm going to skip the Catholicism because I'm going to take some Protestantism instead. But mine might take a little bit of Catholicism. I was not raised Catholic. I was raised Irish Protestant. And I think every Irishman grows up innately fascinated with Catholicism, even if we're not Catholic. So I love holy cards. I collect holy cards. I study saints. I've never been Catholic, but that's my little bit of Catholicism that lives in me. And that's okay. A little bit of everything can live in you. So then you take your plates, you sit down to eat, and everybody's eating, and we're all having the same experience, just like here on the earth, right? We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. But nobody is getting angry that you took a scalloped potatoes and I took mashed potatoes and somebody else took a baked potato and someone else took the rice pilaf. Everyone is enjoying the diversity of what the buffet has to bring. And that's what the spiritual salad bar is about. It's about enjoying the choices, the spiritual choices, and the diversity of what is in this world, without feeling like you are negating anyone else's choices. You're not telling anybody else, I don't like the gravy on the mashed potatoes, therefore no one can have it. And you're also not feeling like you have to give up what you love. If you want to try the Jell-O salad, because for whatever reason that looks good, I think the Jell-O salad looks scary personally. But if that's your thing, you've always wanted to try the wiggly Jell-O salad with the grapes in it, that you never have before, you should have the right to put that on your plate, but it doesn't mean you still don't get the mashed potatoes and you're still not getting the piece of chicken and the carrots and all the things that you love. So embracing an interfaith world does not mean that you have to give up the spirituality, the religion that you were raised in, that you practice. You don't have to give up the denomination you belong to. You don't have to give up the church that you belong to. All you have to do is accept that there are others in the world whose plate looks a little different. And just by acknowledging their right to eat off their plate as you do off of yours, you have become part of interfaith spirituality. You don't even have to practice anything different. You can get nothing but 4 chicken breasts on your plate and say, I never get anything but chicken. It's all I like. I only like the chicken and nothing else. Fantastic. But by allowing others to eat with you, with their other choices, you have embraced the interfaith spirituality. Now I'm horribly hungry. So now I'm going to turn it over to Jane for some more beautiful music. Thank you, my friend.
Amen. Thank you. I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. And you say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe, taking all I have, and now I'm laying it at your feet. You'll have every failure, God. You'll have every victory. Oh, you say I am loved, but I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours.
So beautiful, my friend. Just beautiful. You know, when really talented people perform music, it's almost like you can feel the heavens open up. And I always see like a violet light that comes down and sort of touches the top of their heads. And it's an honor to be here with such talented musicians tonight. Thank you, my friend. So beautiful. So I warned you we were going to talk about the time has come to embrace change. Human beings, I think in our nature, we hate change. We are so resistant to change. Even if we know the change is going to be for the better, we are resistant. We're living in a rundown studio apartment and boxes up to the ceiling because we've got no room. We have a chance to move into a 3-bedroom condo in a brand new building, and even though we know our life is going to get better when we move, we're resistant to pack up that stuff into a truck and take it over there. We don't like change. And the interesting thing about the resistance to change from a spiritual perspective is that just because we don't like change, that doesn't mean that God doesn't say, guess what? Change is going to come. As the classic song says, the change is going to come, my friends. And so sometimes when we are resistant to make change, Spirit steps in and makes the change for us. This has been a very interesting year for this 2020. 2019, for a lot of folks, and for me, was a very stagnant year. It was a year where no matter what I did, I felt like I was just treading water and not, you know, I want one so bad. You know the lap pools? You swim against the current, so you swim like 3 miles, but you don't move. That's sort of what 2019 felt like to me. So when 2020 started, I thought, oh, this is a brand new year. This is going to be fantastic. But still, I was resistant to the change because that is what human beings do. Well, right about the beginning of 2020, Spirit stepped in and said, oh, you all want to see some change? Here's some change. And it really happened because we had gotten to a place as people. It's very interesting if you look at the Old Testament, and my mama was an Old Testament girl. She liked her some Old Testament stories. When a society began to stagnate and was repeatedly repeating bad behaviors, oftentimes God would come in and make a change. And I think that is still true in modern society. Maybe the stories aren't as fire and brimstone as we read in the Old Testament. You know, angels aren't coming and smoting us. But still, the energy of the shift comes. And so we, as a modern society in the Western world, had become very complacent and very passive in our own lives, and very easy to fall into and believe the negative, and much more concerned with getting amassed in drama and chaos than in moving forward and finding ways to do good. Now, I don't mean everybody, because everyone's life is different, and nothing is an absolute. I'm saying as a society, we had gotten to a place where we just were not breaking down barriers and moving forward. And it got into a place where we would almost rather sit on social media with a fake, a fake avatar and complain about something we didn't like more than we wanted to step in and actually change it to something we did. And when that happens, whether it's the Old Testament or it's 2020, God will step in and make that change for us and sort of remove the comfort zone. This time in the form of a global pandemic. And the fascinating thing about a global pandemic is I think when you're in New Orleans and Hurricane Katrina hit, or you were here in Los Angeles and the Northridge earthquake hit, or you're in New York and the Twin Towers came down, you think, I wonder what it's like to be somewhere else on the earth today where this isn't happening. When I start to have that feeling, I have to remind myself, there is nowhere on the earth where this isn't happening. This shift that God has given us, this change, this coming in and making the change for us is enormous. I mean, maybe even as big or bigger than the Great Flood. Because now, no matter where you are in the world, your life has changed. And that's a hard thing for human beings because we don't like to embrace change. We have been forced to find a way, instead of acting in a very spoiled, petulant way, an entitled way of saying, well, I'm going to watch TV and the news, and I'm going to watch this person's dress on the red carpet, and I'm going to decide what I think is great, and I'm going to make fun of what I don't like, and I'm going to put my comments in. Now we're thinking about, am I going to survive? Is my family going to be safe? Are my friends okay? How am I dealing with people that I've lost? How am I dealing with the fact that tomorrow I might not be able to find toilet paper? Or I have to find a way to make my own happy, because all the places I used to go for my happy, gyms, bars, movie theaters, concert halls, comedy clubs, there's no more of that. Now I have to go on the internet and I have to find my happy. And if I want to congregate with people, I have to go and find Zoom and find those people. I have to come to the Founders MCC page and find Saturday Night Spiritual and our Sunday services and all our other wonderful things here. Now I have to find a way to make my happy. A little bit like in older times when survival was a thing, which it really hasn't been for many of us in the Western world comparatively in the last 50 years. When survival was a thing, when you had to take your 7 children and get them out in the field to make sure they worked dawn till dusk to get those crops harvested so that you and your family could eat for the rest of the year, there wasn't a lot of time to sit around and say, I'm bored. I'm gonna sit around and talk about how I don't like her dress, or this person's too fat. You had to survive. It was about surviving. It was about everyone working together for the survival of the family, the community, the town, the state, the country, the species. Now we are back to fighting for the survival of our species. And that means for the first time in almost any of our lifetimes, most people on the planet right now have not survived a world war and have not survived a crisis like this. There are some people here that were still alive, a few in 1917 maybe, some people during the Second World War, but most of us here have never known that kind of struggle. And we are now understanding the importance of survival, and that is a change. Because that makes you realize what is really important in life. If you knew you had 10 days left on the earth, or 20 days left on the earth, or 6 hours left on the earth, what would you do with your time? Probably not go on the internet and talk about a show you thought was stupid. Probably you would give to people, you would love people, you would smile, you would be thankful. 2020 is forcing us to do that. Do I think it's a crazy year? Do I hope we never have another year like this? Well, absolutely. I certainly hope we don't have a year worse than this. But there is a beauty in Spirit, God, Great Spirit, Goddess, universe coming in and rerouting globally all of our thinking at one time. And it all can be summed up by one word: change. So as I was saying a little earlier today, it's so important for us now to take this time where we have been forced to change and use it to make the change of veering away from the negative, the toxic, the chaos, the drama, the things that stop us from truly being on our spiritual path. The things that stop us from being on right where we're supposed to be. Because let me tell you something, when you get on your path, and everybody's path is different, but everybody's path is the same in the sense that we all have a path. When you find where you belong, and you get on your path, and you are connected to yourself, and you are connected to Spirit, and God is holding your hand, and you understand where you belong in the world, and you are walking step by step by step by step on your own journey of your own destiny, where you're supposed to be spiritually, emotionally, physically, on the earth. That is the most amazing and intense bliss in the world. And now we have been given the time where we're not going to spend the night in a bar, and we're not going to spend the night in the comedy club, and we're not going to be at the gym for 6 hours, and we're not going to sit at a party and just talk about nothing. Now we have been forced to take this time, this isolationist time, this time in our heads, this time in our hearts, this time to sit down and have a nice cup of General Foods International coffee with our own soul and figure out what is important to us and ask, as I change with the world that is changing, who am I? What do I want to be? What do I want from me? What do I think Spirit wants from me? Why am I here? Why am I alive? And 250 almost 1,000 people are not alive in our country. Now that I'm here and I'm alive, so I can't just sit around now and spend my time on the hamster wheel of negativity. I need to do something with my life because I have been given the gift of being alive. Would it have been easy for Reverend Alex, Pastor Keith, Jane, Bill, our wonderful Camille, who's making this all beautiful so you can see it, to stay home and say, nah, you know what, there's not going to be a bunch of people here. It doesn't matter, I'll stay home. How many people are really going to see that? It's not important. Sure, yeah. But service doesn't stop because the world changes. Service increases when the world changes. When you are in a crisis, that's where more service is needed. And we, my friends, are in a crisis right now. So as we moved into 2021, the numerological year of change, you have to ask yourself, what do I want my change to be? What does change look like to me? How can I change myself? How can I better myself? How can I be a better man, woman, human? And how can I change those around me? And in essence, it's what I talked about earlier, right? It's vibration raising. It's lifting the essence within you and then lifting others' essence. How can I make that change? It's like Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, right? Make that change. I love that song. I sing along to that song out loud if I'm in a public place. So, changes happen, right? I have not had a perfect 2020. I have had a blissful 2020 and a very terrifying 2020 at the same time, and I think most of us have. And I have made the choice, as we all should make the choice in this change, to think of the good and the positive and how lucky I am to be alive. So lucky to be alive. Lucky to be in this room with beautiful, creative, God-like people of service. People that the light of God is inside and they're not turning it away. Because the light of God wants to be in all of us, right? Holy Spirit comes for us all. You make the choice. Are you going to let Spirit in, or are you going to reject Spirit and say, I don't know, I'm going to be cranky, and I must say it's not worth it, and I'm not going to be healthy, and I'm not going to be happy, and I'm not going to love people back that love me? Or are you going to embrace that change and be the best you that you can be? Did I have health problems this year? I did. Were things crazy in my life and work? They were. Is this a time where my phone literally blows up 24/7 because so many people need help, and at 5 in the morning I'm texting people, do not leave this earth, do not end your life, do not fall into a pit of depression? This is a time where, boy, did I pick a time to become a minister. Let me tell you, this is the time where ministers are needed. What was I thinking? I should have become a minister in 2025. But I'm blessed. I'm here. I'm alive. Most of my friends are safe. Those that didn't make it, I wish them luck and love. They get to go home and be with God. I was very thankful this year to fall in love for the first time in my life. I would not recommend meeting your twin flame in the time of COVID, but we don't get to choose. God chooses. I'm thankful to have somebody in my life who is a true partner, who understands me, and to finally know what that kind of love is like and that kind of spiritual connection is like. I'm thankful to have a best friend who is better than any sister that I wanted when I was little and used to cry because I didn't have a sister, who is this year a 4-year cancer survivor and is here with us. I'm thankful for all of the people in my life who thought about taking themselves home by their own hand and decided not to. I'm thankful to be a part of this beautiful collective. And I will embrace whatever change comes next year, because we don't get a choice. Change is not a choice when it comes from Spirit. So leave yourself open. We don't know what 2021 is going to be. Guess what? We don't have to know. We're praying it's going to be better. We're praying it's going to be less death, maybe a nice vaccine, more being able to go out, not living our life with the lower half of our skull surrounded in a paper mask. That would be wonderful. But if that is, again, more of the same and the change is no change, then we embrace that. But we still make that energetic shift away from negative, away from toxicity, away from things that do not serve us, and into a place where we find love and peace and joy and laughter. And we should be eternally thankful to the gods of technology that we have the internet, so that we have something to continue to connect with people that we can't be with, and a way to continue to stimulate ourselves watching media. I think I've watched the whole Netflix, and now I'm on to Hulu. You know, when the pandemic happened in 1917, guess what? No air conditioning, no Wi-Fi, no internet, no penicillin, no cell phones, not good. This is sort of like it's like the pandemic equivalent of glamping. We're in misery, but we're in misery with luxuries. Embrace those luxuries and be thankful. Read about what it was like in 1917, in the late 1600s, in the 1300s, and be thankful that we're where we are. The holidays are coming, 2 weeks to Thanksgiving. It is a time to give thanks. Give thanks and be open to the change, my friends, because God will not abandon us. Spirit has not left. You know, universe has not left the building. We are still here, and we're being taken care of, and we're being loved. And all that we're being asked is that we do our part to flow with the change and move towards a more peaceful, loving, kind, unified, vibrationally uplifted world. Please do that for me. And you know what? I'm really easy to get a hold of. Google me on the internet. I think I'm the only Sheena Metal. And let me know how you're handling this change. I will text you back. I will email you back. I want to know that you're okay. Staying unified with others is the best way to survive the change. Because it's not unbearable change if you're changing with people you love. And I love you all so much, and I am here for you. And now I'd like to bring up my wonderful friend, Reverend Alejandro Escoto, to do our offering prayer.
Hello again, and always a pleasure to be here with you all. So it is the time to think about what we can offer. the time of offering where we, now I know that I kind of look like Jane Sifted, but people oftentimes confuse us. But, you know,
Yes.
must be the glasses.
It's the hair.
Sexy and beautiful. So the time, I think it's music first and then offering, or is it me and then
It's
music?
you.
No, it's you.
It's me? Okay. So what can we offer? You know, the time of offering, it really is a time of reflection about what can I give? But more than what can I give is why am I giving? We are giving because change is all around us. And as we prepare for change, we give because we are prayerful. We give because we reflect on what has been given to us. We give because we can sustain the good that is happening. We give because we can be the change that we aspire. So there on our website, foundersmcc.org, you can give via PayPal. Simply note that it is for the Saturday Night Spiritual, and know that what you are giving has the potential to continue creating the change that this world needs. Now, someone might think, what is my dollar? What is my 10? What is my 100? What is my 500 going to do or gonna give? Or how can it change? It starts with one person and one desire. And that inspiration helps others to do the same. So may you be blessed in giving. And may whatever you give, and even if you're not able to give now, you will be able to give in the future. But whatever you give, even if it's intention, may that be multiplied both in the person that is receiving and the person that is giving. Amen. So be it.
Amen, my friend. Beautiful. Jane?
Change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. You are the potter. I am the clay. Mold me and make me. This is what I pray. Change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. You are the potter. I am the clay. Mold me and make me. This is what I pray. Change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you.
So beautiful, my friend. Thank you. Now we're going to do our closing prayer. Reverend Alejandro, he's back. The man is back. I keep him running all over throughout this service. Thank you, my friend.
So as this service ends, as Reverend Sheena said it so powerfully, service still continues. It continues in how we can think and wonder and inspire ourselves to make the change that we are looking to happen in the world. You know, a couple friends of mine, they kind of shifted in their job, and they started to create T-shirts. They started to create their own business. And sometimes that's all we need. So I'm going to ask that the Spirit of God, and however you perceive God, however you understand God, however that supreme being comes to you in your thoughts and in your prayers and your inspiration, may this presence continue to lead you forward. May this presence continue to inspire you to be the very best that you can in every moment, in every day, in every week, in every month. So that as we journey forward and journey through in 2021 and the years that are awaiting, may we embrace this change and embrace these moments as moments that can only make us holier, wiser, and more profound, always surrounded by the very presence that is in us. May the light in you shine into the world and not come back until at least one person is inspired. Blessings to all of you. Amen. So be it.
Thank you, Reverend Alejandro. When Alex speaks, it's so potent and so laden with energy that my chair sank in the middle of the closing prayer. So now I'm standing. That's some God work, my friend. When you can make an office chair sink, you are a holy, holy man. This is when we do the blessing. You know, I always say this, that Founders is a communion church, so you may take communion if you want or not if you want. But obviously there's none of that now. Surprisingly, also the first time I ever took communion was here at Founders. So now that we are doing a virtual blessing, normally it's Saturday Night Spiritual. When the world comes back to the changed new normal, I will let you come up. You can bring your animals, your children, your crystals, and I will bless them for you. I will bless you. I will give you a message. Now we're all doing this virtually. So here's a message for you from Spirit. Everyone who is here on the earth who has survived the COVID-19 epidemic, you are here for a reason. There are no accidents. God has put you here and kept you here for a reason. So now is the time, more than any other time, to find your service and begin to serve Spirit. 30 people come to a gathering. 20 get sick. 15 are more than sick. 10 are really sick. 5 are in the hospital. 4 die. You don't. Why? Because that was the plan. Their plan was to go home, and your plan was to stay. But you are here to be part of the whole, and that means to help, and that means to be in service. You are here because you're needed, and if you ever in your life thought you didn't matter and you weren't needed, now you have been given the proof you're here. It is not your time to go home. You are needed here for service and for work, and you matter. And I know we feel lonely. I know we feel isolated. I know we feel sad and mad and scared and depressed and anxious. I know, I understand, I have felt all those things in this last year. But you are here because you are needed. And you are here, just like those that are home, because you are so loved by God. But God's love for you at this time is for you to be on the planet. And trust me, it's harder to be here than it is to go home. We're the ones with the real responsibility. I mean, I'm not sitting on a cloud right now, and cherubs aren't playing their little harps. We're working it here on the earth. The earth can be hard. All of us who are here to make the world a better place and to help those that are scared, that are sick, that are worried, that are depressed, that feel alone, that are isolated. Find something to do to make others feel better today. You are needed and you are loved always by God, by so many in your life, and 100% by me. You are not alone, and we're going to get through this. And I pray for your health and your happiness and your safety, and that you manage through all of this to retain your sense of joy and wonderment and optimism. That is my prayer for you. I love you all. So thank you for being here. We are back the second Saturday in December. Again, I'm the Reverend Sheena Metal. Thank you so much to Reverend Alejandro Escoto and our senior pastor, Keith Mazingo, and my wonderful friend, Bill Funt, the amazing Jane Sifstestead, who will be up again for us one more time before the end. It ain't over until Jane sings.
All right.
Please find us for donations, for community outreach, to find out what we're doing. We may be coming to you through a box, but we're still here. FoundersMCC.org. This service is at SaturdayNightSpiritual.com. My nonprofit is RaisingTheVibration.org. Get on the peace train. Go and visit that site and learn what you can do to spread the love and make the world a little more peaceful. It's so easy. It's tiny little random acts of kindness. It's basic, what my mom used to call basic human duties. We should all be doing it. We're here at 5 o'clock. It's the second Saturday in December. Until then, my friends, seek peace wherever you go. Live in love at all times. There should never be a time that you're not living in love. Lead with kindness always and forever. Kindness makes a difference. Embrace unity whenever possible, and please always think of yourself as a spiritual being having a human experience, looking to raise the vibration of the everything. And most importantly, promise me that you will make a new friend today. Because when you grow your tribe, you grow your vibe. We know I like to end with a poem. This is a poem by Wendy V. Locke, and it's called Change. Change is the new, improved word for God. Lovely enough to raise a song or implicate a sea of wrongs. Mighty enough, like other gods, to shelter, bring together, and estrange us. Please, God, we seem to say, change us. Thank you for being here with me. And we're going to end with some beautiful music from our wonderful musical director, Jane Sifstestead. Thank you, my friend.